The components that you'll need for tying this rig are extremely simple. In this case I'm using some Gardner Ultra Skin, but in this case it's Ultra Sync. It's the tungsten version. I can figure out which way this camera is going. And just a little splicing needle to make it a little bit easier to do some of the more fiddly bits. The pair of scissors, anti-tangle sleeve, hook, and in this case I'm using a bait anchor. So nothing complicated. So first off, I'm going to take about probably 14 inches of hook length. And you can of course vary this depending on how long you want your rig to be. Straighten that out a little bit. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention is a little stripper tool. It's actually really handy. Take about a little bit more than you would normally for a typical hair rig because you are you got to double it over a little bit, so you need a little bit extra. For this one, I'm going to use probably about 5-6 inches. Strip that back. Then we'll take, in this case, a size 4 Mugga. I really like the size 4. It seems to work quite well. Put it through the eye once. Double it back. Put it through the eye again. So now you have a loop on the back of the hook. Then take your bait attachment of choice. You can use just a rig ring. In this case I've got a little anchor screw type attachment. Then you're going to take the loop and you put it around the point of the hook. And then kind of decide on the length. Now, I typically like the point where the bait comes off to be about opposite the barb. So in that case, in this case with this hook, it's about there. I'm going to pull this down just a smidgen, shorten up that tag end, get it the way I want it to be. And now the next step is what I do is I take that tag that's on the other end of the loop, bring it back, lay it down, and then just tie a knotless knot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and back through the eye. That way you've trapped that tag end and it can't come off. And there you have it. We're just going to trim that tag there. And that's the rig. You can put a little kicker on there if you want to, and I do sometimes. You can also use shrink tube if you prefer, but as you can see that catches just fine. Just like that. It'll work with pop-ups, bottom baits, and wafters. I generally do prefer to use something that has a little bit of buoyancy in it, but you don't have to. Now if I can find what happened to my rig sleeve, I can slide the rig sleeve on, tie a figure 8 loop on the other end. So you just bring both down, pinch it between your fingers, bring the tag end around. So there you have it, and then slide it through that original loop. And as you can see, there's a figure 8 right there. And with coated hook link, you just want to spend a little bit of time teasing it down so it tightens up nicely. You got to pull on this the tag end some to get it to tighten down correctly often, just because the coated hook link is a bit stiffer down. If you're not quite happy with it, just keep tugging on it a little bit. Hook link is really nice. It doesn't split easily when you tie knots in it and things. And there you have it, completed rig. Very simple to tie and very effective.